49ers alarm update entering day 3 to close day 2. Hope you didn't miss it. 49ers drafted themselves a dog. Upton Stout, Hall of Fame name, 5'8" cornerback who plays much larger than his listed size. For perspective, and I hope that people understand how impressive this is, Upton Stout put up 21 reps on the bench press at 5'8", 180 at the NFL Scouting Combine. That was the most of any defensive back. So if there's one metric that really tells us what Upton Stout is about, I think that's it. I asked him about it during a phenomenal interview over the conference call because I watch his tape and the guy plays much stronger than his size. Again, he fits that 49ers DB mold. He is a dog, and he was very, very proud of those 21 bench press reps. He was very proud of a lot of things. We're going to play that interview in a little bit. It was, according to the 49ers and John Lynch, the best time that they've ever had calling a player and letting him know that he was a San Francisco 49er.
Upton, it's John Lynch from the Niners, man. How you doing?
Man, let's do it,
Let's
Coach.
do it. I didn't even have to ask you. I tell you.
Let's do it, Coach.
We're ready to do it, man.
Let's do it, Coach. Come on, Coach.
I love it.
Let's do it.
I love it. I'm going to put you on with Coach. Here's
Come
Coach
on,
Shanahan,
Coach.
man.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it, Coach. I'm telling you,
Upton,
let's
what's
do
up,
it,
man?
Coach. You
ready?
don't know what you just got, Coach. You just got a dog.
Oh, we know that, man. All we got to do is see this tape. We know we got a dog,
You just
man.
got a dog, Coach. I promise you just got a dog, Coach.
Dude, that fires me up, man. We've been waiting all
Man,
day.
let's
We
do it,
feel
Coach.
fortunate to
That's
get you,
what I wanna
man.
be, Coach. Come on.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about, man. Congratulations. Enjoy this night, man. We
Thank you,
can't wait to
Coach.
get you out here,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
You just fired me up even more, man.
Come on, Coach.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
man. Here's our owner, Jed
Come
York,
on.
dude. Congrats, man.
Yes, sir.
Upton, congratulations, man.
Man, appreciate it, Coach. Thank God. Appreciate you, Coach.
We know we got a dog. We're ready to
Come
see
on,
you,
now.
man.
You know it, Coach. You know you got a dog. You got the best DBs.
I know. We got it, man. We're fired up. Everybody in here is fired up. Can't wait to get you out here soon, man.
Let's do it on three.
do it,
1, 2,
Coach.
3.
Let's do it. All right. We'll have the coaches call you later on, Upton. You have fun tonight with your family.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Now it's time to go through some of the measurables that make Upton Stout the player that he is. Yesterday, the 49ers also drafted a linebacker, Nick Martin, who has a relative athletics score reminiscent of this. Not good in the size department. You've got the red in the upper left corner, but great explosion, good speed. In the case of Nick Martin, I would even say great speed. And in the case of Upton Stout, I would also say great speed. Even though the relative athletics score doesn't have him as good at the 20-yard split and the 10-yard split, the 40, of course, at 4.44 is good. And you could actually look deeper into the speed through more precise metrics like miles per hour. And Upton Stout was actually at the 93rd percentile or better at the NFL Combine when it came to this, including in the gauntlet drill, where he clocked 19.47 miles per hour. That was the fastest of any DB. So I think that those drills and those MPH measurements actually do a better job of projecting and reflecting football speed than just the straight 40. Of course, we could look at the 20 and the 10-yard split. And we do for a lot of players, and I think those are useful metrics. But the more detailed we can get, and the metrics with Upton Stout do get detailed when we look at the gauntlet time or the gauntlet speed of 19.47 miles per hour. The more detailed we can get, the more of an accurate read we can have on a player. But I think above all else, this is a guy who just absolutely does not care that he's 5'8", 180. And I think the 49ers love the fact that he's actually a little bit smaller because at that nickelback position, you have to have the agility, you have to fit into tighter quarters. The problem is normally players who are a little bit smaller or a lot smaller don't have the courage or the ability to throw themselves into the fray. But if you put on Upton Stout's highlight tape, he immediately, the first two highlights, he is barreling into the backfield and he's making contact and he's making heavy contact and good form tackles of much larger players, probably at least 30 pounds heavier than him. So again, certified dog, fits in with the other guys in this 49ers secondary. Diameter Lenore, of course. The impact here is that if Stout can win the nickelback spot, Lenore can move outside full time for the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan said that the 49ers had about 4 needs, or exactly 4 needs that they filled yesterday, and Upton Stout taking that nickelback spot and at least thrusting himself into a spot where he can compete for the starting nickel job so that Lenore can focus on outside cornerback. That is a big step forward for the 49ers. Why don't we have a look at Upton Stout's interview? Because this is where we first got a chance to see his larger-than-life personality. Warren Ball is the 49ers scout who discovered Upton Stout, and he told the San Francisco Brass that Stout has the heart of a lion. You see it in the game tape. I think you're also going to see it with the personality. And you know who else noticed Upton Stout over the course of the past few seasons while he was at Western Kentucky? Jim Harbaugh. Yes, when Harbaugh was at Michigan, they were trying to get Stout to transfer over to the Wolverines. But then Harbaugh left back to the NFL. He's now the coach of the Chargers, so Upton Stout decided to stay with Western Kentucky. I believe they're the Hilltoppers at Western Kentucky. So he finished his college career there, put up a nice little highlight reel, and has now been drafted to the 49ers, 3rd round, pick number 100. Yes, he might remind some of K'Wan Williams. He reminds Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch of a young K'Wan Williams. But don't forget, 21 bench press reps. K'Wan Williams back at his NFL combine put up only 8. On top of that, you've got this personality from Upton Stout.
I was excited just because, like, when I took my visit out there, I just knew, like, this is the spot for me, just seeing all the playmakers they had and all the dogs. I'm just like, if I'm able to feed off them, I could be a great player. So I was excited once John Lynch told me he was on the phone. I was just turned up and pumped.
You're the third guy today to actually say that you just knew that the 49ers were the place for you to be. What was it about your visit that just solidified that for you?
I feel like it was the coach's energy. Like, the coach's energy was just off the charts, off the roof. So I just felt like we was vibing right when I got into the DB room. So that's when I really felt like, yeah, this is a place for me to be. Like, after I was just vibing with the coaches.
You said your parents are out there vibing right now. What's it like going on? You know, where
Nah, I
you
ain't
are?
gonna lie, they're all turned like, man, we're blessed right now. I ain't gonna lie, like it's a crazy feeling right now.
How familiar are you with the 49ers system and how they operate, the guys that are already on the roster?
I watched a lot of their defense last year while I was at WKU, just watching number 2 on the slot and then watching 6 as safety. So just me watching a lot of the ball players that they had, it always like kind of gravitated me to their defensive scheme.
Upton, John Lynch said, Warren Ball, the scout, it was on you, said you had the heart of a lion. Do you have to have that to play the way you do it, the size you have?
For sure, I feel like you always gotta have the heart of a lion, no matter what size you are. It's just like you just gotta have that mindset every time you step on the field. And I just feel like every time I step on the field, you're gonna get the best of me. And I feel like that's what comes out is like a heart of a lion.
So you play as fast as you talk?
My bad, I'm pumped up right now. My voice is gone. I'm just like, I'm excited right now.
You put up the most bench press reps out of any DB at the combine, I think 21. Was that a big point of pride for you, just because showcasing your strength is something that I see a lot on tape?
Yeah, that was a big main point for me, just to show coach that I can't just go out there and play man and talk, that I'm actually strong too when it comes to my game. So it was a big part of me just to go out there and try to get the most bench reps for the DBs.
Interested to know if you have any type of relationship or just excited to get to know Diameter Lenore, of course, who plays the same position here. Maybe pick his brain on what you can expect coming in this year.
I'm just excited to get around him, just seeing all the plays he made and like him being one of the top players in the league as far as in the slot. So I'm just excited to pick his brain and see like how I could have developed my game into another level. Just trying to feed off his game every day because I know he's doing that at a high level right now. So I'm just trying to figure out how I can do that and catch on quick.
How does playing in the slot suit your game?
I feel like that's me. Like, I feel like when I'm at corner, like that kind of like, it's cool to go shut down the island, but when I'm in the nickel, that really showcases like who I really am. Like, I can go blitz, I can tap, I can play man to man. So I feel like me being in the slot really showcases like the type of player I am and the type of versatility that I can bring to a team.
Do you like playing against the run as well?
Nah, for sure. I always like to put my nose in. I feel like that's a big part of my game, getting dirty. I like when the violence comes.
Great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Wasn't the energy just bleeding through the screen there? I can't wait to meet this guy in person. All right, we're moving on to day 3 of the NFL draft. Believe it or not, this NFL draft for the 49ers is not even halfway through. 7 picks scheduled for today. 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th round, and then 3 in the 7th round. So we're going to cover this extremely extensively today because this is the meat of the draft. 49ers believe that some starters still remain on the draft board today. We talked about how deep this draft was entering. Well, now we have to put our money where our mouth was, and we have to work the way that we described this draft. We have to cover this final day very, very thoroughly. Remember, the 49ers found Brock Purdy at the end of the 3rd round in 2022, pick number 262. So it is absolutely time to lock in, track this draft over the final day. They picked up Mykel Williams on day 1. That was pick number 11. Then it was Alfred Collins, the big tackle out of Texas. That was pick number 43. Nick Martin, linebacker out of Oklahoma State, pick number 75. And, of course, Upton Stout, pick number 100. 4 picks on the defensive side of the ball. Did they go to the offensive side of the ball today? I would expect them to, at least for a couple picks. But the biggest glaring need of this team was not the offensive line. It was the defensive line. It was the defense, which was bad last year. The defense, well, the 49ers hope at least, has gotten a whole lot better with the selections they've made so far. All right, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. 49ers updates in 4K. This has been another 49ers Alarm Update. We will talk to you very soon as day 3 gets started.